So the fifth limb of the Ashtanga limbs was Pratyahara, withdrawing from the senses, and the sixth limb was Dharana, meditation, focusing or holding your mind in one place. Then the seventh limb, Dhyana, which is meditation. So we keep moving into a higher state of consciousness, a higher state of focus and concentration, and again, moving the mind to a place that we want it to be. And then lastly, the eighth limb is kind of like the present at the end, so to speak. What is the last limb? Samadhi. So what is samadhi? What is it? Yeah. Indescribable joy, bliss, peace. It is something that we've all experienced, but sort of hard to describe, you know, because it's not based on any situation that's happening. It's more of this feeling inside of us that life can be doing its usual ups and downs, but we still are inside feeling content and peace and maybe even happy and joyful. So we were talking about in the yoga practice, how we go about doing that is very specific in the method that that Ashtanga or that Pattabhi Jois gave us. We move into this state of higher consciousness through Tristanas, through three things, which is the Ujjayi breath, and your very specific drishti, and a very specific vinyasa that we really articulate. All those years when Pattabhi Jois was teaching, if we were just slightly out of vinyasa, if we were an up dog instead of chaturanga, he would always kind of bark at us, you know, and yell at us to hold us to that higher state of being present and being conscious. And so I was saying that this Pacific Ashtanga Yoga Shala it's a very long title. I realize when I have to write stuff and everything, why did I make it such a long title? But one of the things that was super important for me was to have Shala in the title, because Shala basically translates to school. And I wanted all the practitioners that come here to always feel like this is your school. And what we know about school, it's where we learn, it's where we grow, it's where we challenge ourselves. And I always want this place to be that for you, and as your teacher to hold the space for you and push you a little bit to grow. And of course yoga, another thing that we've been talking about as well, is of course there's a physical aspect of yoga that you get challenged on, you will get challenged on today, right? But there's also the element that we've been studying, which is the mind training, and yoga is really about combining the two. So I have to find ways, or the practice has ways to challenge us in both of those together. So we wind up using the body sort of as a vehicle for training the mind through breath and movement and all of these things. So my thought for all of you this week is that I want to, as your teacher, always challenge you and raise the bar and provide a place for you guys to want to be inspired to become better, to grow in who you are. So of course I'm trying to be very specific in how I teach very traditional Ashtanga, and that we hold the bar up high for Tristana. But I also feel like that you need to challenge yourself. You kind of need to meet me in the middle somewhere, or for this place to have a way to inspire you, each one of you, to challenge yourself in some way. So I asked this week how you guys challenge yourself, and some of the students said that they read books to challenge themselves. Other students said that they've wound up teaching, and in teaching they wind up inspiring themselves. And the other thing that we came up with, which is what I would hope that all of you would kind of take on this year, is to find some aspect of your practice where maybe you have plateaued a little bit, or some aspect of your practice where you feel like you've settled into something, or that you've gotten comfortable. And I want you to take that one aspect, and I want you to challenge yourself this year to get out of your comfort zone and to do something different, to shift your mindset in it. So it could be as simple as, and I would really prefer you just choose one thing, and it maybe be symbolic of creating a shift in your practice. But one small aspect of your practice, like maybe your jump throughs. Like maybe your jump throughs, you've done it this way for years and your butt hits hits the floor and it always does it like this, and you think in your mind, that's how I'm always going to do my jump throughs. And I want you to challenge that this year and ask yourself, how can I jump through differently, better, more efficiently, more gracefully, more mindfully? Maybe it's your headstands. Maybe you've been doing the headstand the same way for years and years and years. You're going to come up slower, you're going to pick your head up higher, or some way that you can challenge your headstand. Handstands is always a great challenger, you know, but all of us can find somewhere in our practice where we've gotten a little bit stagnant, or we've fallen into a place where we can give ourselves a little challenge and get out of our comfort zone. And use that again as what I'd like to say for all of you symbolically, of constantly being in this place in our practice where we're continuing to push ourselves to grow. So the quote for this week is by Andre Gide. One doesn't discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. So this week I want to encourage all of you to lose sight of some shore in your life, something that's comfortable or familiar to you, that you can let go of that to open yourself up to new lands for yourself.